We're here at Oakwrights, so this is the next stage of our journey of our oaks. They started in the woods, they've been to Whitney, we've got now most of the timbers. Oakwrights is a Herefordshire firm that is renowned for its oak buildings, and that's what's brought us here, because what we need now is to turn these posts and these beams, put the jointing on them so that they can then be tested and taken to site and erected in order to create the frame of our building. So we're here with Dan. Thank you for spending time with us today, Dan.
I'm the production manager here at Oakwrights, so I oversee all of the production that goes on from our machine shop, where these oak beams will be processed, right the way through to our panel system and knitting everything together before it makes its way to site.
Jeffrey had a wood that he's managed well, so we've got our oak timber there. They were tall enough for the project, but as we cut them, they've got a lot more character in them. This would not be what you generally use for your houses, would it? Because of...
No, things like you can see there with the sap here and the bit of bark, generally that's not something we would have used.
No.
But for this particular project, it's part of that, story. Nice. It's quite impressive, the lengths, especially some of these timbers behind me here. These are over 8 meters long, and to get something this length and size locally from someone that's been grown in a forest limb is it's very rare. So this is the way we process all of our oak beams. So currently the machine is in-feeding the timber. It takes the machine file that we get from our designers, and then what it does is it works out where it needs to cut these joints and different ones and gets the most out of each piece.
Part of the project is, what makes a vernacular house in Herefordshire, using the materials from the site, using the techniques that are traditional, but then also using the people from the local area. Also then actually ties everything together for this project. It's got
that nice rounded story from beginning to end.
Yeah, and it also pulls it into this time, doesn't it? That this is a timber frame of this particular century, which is kind of how it does it.
And that's kind of what we get with this machine. It's a traditional way of carpentry and joinery, joining frames together, but done on a modern method. You take all the things of historic times of how it would have been done, and the joints are still very, very similar, but it's just done on a more accurate, quick scale.
For me, architecture is both that high conceptual, high design, slightly abstract thinking, and it's also the tools, the people, the fabrication, the construction, the earth, the mud, the timber, the oak trees. So that's what's so special about this particular experience, is that when we're going to be sitting in our house with our oak beams coming through, we'll be looking at the wood where the oak came from, and that oak has grown in that ground for the last 150, 200, maybe 200 years plus. The next point on the journey will be back to the site where it came from, where it will be erected and we will have our timber frame. We are now counting down the days to that. We have 30 days for this to be turned into a frame, for that frame to arrive, and then for the steel elements and the CLT elements and for the wall panels all to come together. So all of those things are being processed. That's where these are going next.